Was Julius Caesar really a womanizer? And was the accusation that he was the lover of a man true? Many argue that it is true. He had numerous affairs outside of marriage. This history, which I am about to present, is taken from Suetonius' work, The 12 Caesars. These videos are divided into parts, each focusing on different stages of Caesar's life. I have made other videos which you can check out as well, but each video can also be understood on its own. This particular video focuses on the personality of the great conqueror and his relationships with close individuals, whether men or women. Suetonius also acknowledges similar descriptions of Caesar's physical appearance as found in other historical accounts. He is described as tall, fair, and bald, with a long face. His personality was also somewhat unusual. It is mentioned that he had his entire palace rebuilt simply because he didn't like it. He invaded Britain in hopes of finding pearls. According to Suetonius, a 3rd century Latin geographer, excellent pearls were found in the British seas and came in various colors. Caesar had a liking for such precious jewels, as well as statues and paintings made by eminent masters of the arts. He also refused to keep a diary of the expenses he incurred on such items. He maintained 2 separate tables for the guests, one for army officials or those associated with the military, and another for high-ranking Roman officials. His attention to detail extended to everything, whether great or small, from ensuring properly baked bread to involving himself in the personal affairs of others. Everything, in Caesar's view, had to be corrected. It is said that he imprisoned his baker for serving him bread shaped like fingers, and he put a man to death for seducing a Roman lady of knightly rank, even though no complaint had been brought to Caesar regarding the matter. It is perhaps only Suetonius who speaks with full confidence about Caesar, stating that the only strain on his chastity was his cohabitation with a man named Nicomedes. Others, like Plutarch, note that the story was widely circulated, though Caesar denied it. Nicomedes was the last king of Bithynia, who left his kingdom to the Roman Republic in his will. We are not certain whether the accusation of a relationship between the two men are merely a rumor or reality, but for Suetonius it appears to be something he believed to be true. In telling this, Suetonius presents it in a way that suggests reluctance, as if he does not want to tell it, yet still ends up revealing everything. It is an old rhetorical style where the speaker claims hesitation but fully discloses the details. A unique approach in this regard, Suetonius mentions verses by Licinius, poetic in nature, that describes the alleged relations between Caesar, Nicomedes, and Dolabella, referring to Caesar as the queen's rival and the inner side of the couch. He also cites Curio, who describes Caesar as the brothel of Nicomedes and the Bithynian stew. After reading Suetonius, it becomes clear that such remarks were mainly intended to mock or tease the great man. He also mentions that some refer to Caesar as the queen of Bithynia, even going so far as to call him the queen while Pompey was the king. Many stories were spread about Caesar's stay in Bithynia, claiming that he lingered too long at the court of King Nicomedes and that their relationship was improper. These rumors circulated widely among Roman merchants whose names were recorded. Cicero not only mentioned this in his letter, but also claimed that Caesar was escorted by royal attendants into the king's bedchamber, where he lay on a golden bed wrapped in purple. He remarked that the youthful beauty of this supposed descendant of Venus, had been spoiled in Bithynia. Later, when Caesar defended Nicaea, the daughter of Nicomedes, after the Senate and spoke of the king's kindness to him, Cicero replied, "Please say no more about that. Everyone knows what he gave to you and what you gave him." To top it off, during Caesar's Gallic triumph, his soldiers, among other mocking verses, marched behind his chariot singing lines that have since become very well known. Now, I mentioned a lot about Caesar and the rumors surrounding him, but we do not know whether any of them are true or simply stories. Many other historical accounts treat them as nothing more than tales attached to Caesar, just stories and nothing more. Caesar's numerous associations with various women were well documented, and this is affirmed by multiple sources, including Suetonius, who describes Caesar as being addicted to women. He seduced many ladies of high rank, several of whom were already married to powerful men. In order to further his ambition, he married the daughter of a man from whose sake he had divorced his previous wife after having 3 children with her, whom he used to refer to as Augustus. His most beloved mistress was Servilia, the mother of Marcus Brutus, the same Marcus Brutus who was among the conspirators responsible for Caesar's assassination. According to Suetonius, Caesar brought Servilia a pearl that, when adjusted for modern value, would cost approximately 20 or 25 million US dollars. It is worth noting that this was considered the second largest pearl, with the largest belonging to Cleopatra. It is also mentioned that Servilia is believed to have prostituted her daughter Tertia to Caesar. Now, when speaking of Caesar's affairs with powerful women and queens, we must mention Eunoe among others, but most notably Cleopatra. Caesar greatly enjoyed her company and even traveled as far as Ethiopia with her aboard her luxurious yacht. He also acknowledged a child from Cleopatra, and while some Greek historians agreed that the child was his, as Mark Antony declared, Oppius disagreed and even published a book asserting that the child Cleopatra bore was not Caesar's. In relation to this, Curo once described Caesar as every woman's man and every man's woman, possibly referring to the earlier accusations I mentioned before. This gives us a historical portrayal of Caesar. According to Suetonius, it is a brief overview of Caesar's character, though we must note that Suetonius expresses some suspicion in several areas. Still, many of these accounts are believed to be true. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.